If you enjoy the drawing process, but you find yourself short on time and space for traditional materials, then digital art in Procreate is perfect for you. But there are still ways that you can make the process faster and more efficient. I'm gonna be sharing the Procreate tools that you just can't not use once you start using them, and they are efficiency tools that I find are super helpful. Plus, I'm gonna show you one of the time-saving tools that everyone pretty much learns when they start using Procreate, but I find it incredibly overrated and I will never use it. Let me go ahead and show you how you can be more efficient with your Procreate setup. The first one I'm going to show you, and it's quickly turning into my favorite one, and it's brush size memory. What it does is that Procreate lets you remember up to 4 different brush sizes, and this feature not only works for brush size, but it works for the smudge brush, it works for opacity, it works for the eraser. You can set favorites for each of those things for each brush, so that if you have a certain style that you like to stick to, I have certain thickness of brushes that I like to use, particularly for my Instagram. So to set up your favorites for a brush size, you just choose the brush that you are going to be using and one that you're going to be using often. And I like to use the crayon liner from my Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit. I use this one so much more now, and setting favorites for this is really useful. To set a favorite, you just go to this cursor here to set the size that you want it to, and say we've got it set to 20%, and all you do is hit that plus sign. And then I can make it a little bit smaller to 10% and tap that plus sign. And if I want a big one, I'll set that one to 30%, and that way I don't have to keep finding that size over and over again. I can just tap through and I can have the size of brush that I want. Now I want to show you the next efficiency tool that I use all the time. There's never an illustration that I make that I don't use this tool, and that is Drawing Assist. Drawing Assist helps you create technically accurate drawings by aligning your strokes to a set drawing guide. And it's a lot like an invisible ruler. So the way you can enable Drawing Assist is either by just using the QuickShapes and like the polyline and then holding your finger down, and it will align to what we have as an invisible drawing guide, or you can set a Drawing Assist to a particular layer by setting up a drawing guide. So when you go to Actions and then Canvas and you set Drawing Guide, now you have a drawing guide set up. If you have a lot of straight lines, this is extremely helpful. You can change your drawing guide from a 2D grid or an isometric grid. The isometric grid is super helpful. I think I'm going to use that one to draw my little binoculars here and make sure my lines are straight on my little binoculars. So I'm going to just tap on Done. And now I'm just going to add a new layer, and I'm going to turn on Drawing Assist. But now every line that I illustrate on this layer is going to be snapped to this isometric grid because I have assisted drawing turned on. So if I go to my little binoculars here, I can just ensure that they are in line with this isometric grid. And I'm just going to use it for these diagonal lines here. And then I will draw in the other lines just free-handed. So now that I've got those straight lines put in, I am going to turn off Drawing Assist, and I will create some roundedness within this very straight set of binoculars. There, kind of looks like an H. I like it. So now that that's done, I can turn off my drawing guide. And like I said, there is Drawing Assist and there is QuickShapes. And the difference really being is that when you have like a straight line and you hold it down, it will snap to that kind of invisible drawing guide. And a QuickShape, it's not necessarily going to snap to a drawing guide unless you do like a square, but this one's a polyline, so it's not snapping to a drawing guide or an invisible drawing guide. And QuickShapes can be also a circle, of course, so we will do a little circle for our sun, make it a perfect circle. I'm just gonna scooch it in so that it is just peeking behind this little cloud here. And to make my sun rays, I can use the QuickShape / Drawing Assist to make them straight. And now I can kind of use that as a guide to make my rays going around my sun. I'm going to show you the next thing that has really kind of been a game changer for me when color filling my illustrations, and that is the reference tool and continuous fill for color filling line art. So you can really speed up your color drop fills by using reference layers. This layer here is my line art, and all I need to do is just tap on reference here, and now we have this one as a reference. And this setting lets you fill your line art like a digital coloring book, but even faster because you can just color drop. It eliminates needing to redraw shapes and lining the inside and then color dropping in, making sure that you have a closed shape to color drop into. This reference tool has been so useful, especially for making these everyday drawings. So the way I use it is I make my reference layer, my line art, and then I just start adding layers below that, and I just start color dropping in the colors that I want to use. And this goes along with the other half of this, which is the continuous fill. So we've got our new layer that we're gonna start color dropping into, and I'm gonna just do these trees. And so you drop your first one and then tap on continue filling, and just with a tap you can tap in every single one of these, and that's going to be a little snow cap there, so we're not going to color fill that. Now that I've got my trees filled in here, you can kind of see in the thumbnail that all it has done is fill in the area in between the line art, and it is so useful. And the other thing that I love about this is it still allows me to create shadows and highlights using clipping masks and blending modes. I've created a layer above my trees here, and I'm just going to turn on a clipping mask and set this to multiply. I've still got my green selected, and with my favorites here, I'm just going to go up to my 20% and just start creating a little bit of shadow in between these trees so that it gives it some more depth. So that is so great about this. It's so useful, and it has sped up my entire process so much. My next favorite efficiency tool in Procreate is using the Recent tab. It's super helpful for when you're using brushes that are in separate layers or tabs of your brush library. And I've talked about this before. I've got thousands and thousands of stamp brushes here. These are all for sale in my Etsy shop pretty much. And sometimes I'm just scrolling in here looking for what I want, and it takes up a lot of time. So I like to use the soft brush that is in the airbrushing tab, but I don't want to have to go all the way down to my airbrush tab in the brush library. When I'm go all the way up, I'm using my crayon liner. In the Recent tab, you can favorite and pin your brushes, and you don't have to duplicate them. And like what I used to do is I would duplicate them and I would put them in this kind of favorites tab that I made for myself. I call it Haley's Brushes, and I use this a lot still, but I'm getting a lot better at using my Recent tab. I usually use the same brushes over and over again. Like I mentioned, the crayon liner is one of my favorites right now. So you can slide that over and pin it. And this is always going to be here because this is going to get updated as I use other brushes as well. I want to be able to access certain ones. Like the soft brush, I will pin this one. And I've been using this ink bleed brush a lot for my shorts that I've been making. So I'm going to pin this one too, so I don't have to go searching for that one. So now I've got a really efficient brush setup. I've got my crayon liner that I use pretty much every day for my Instagram posts, and I've got my favorite sizes set. I've got my soft brush for when I want to make a little bit of a gradient or a little bit of a shadow. And I've got my ink bleed brush that I've been using for my illustrations in my shorts that I've been posting here on YouTube. So this is efficiency that I absolutely love. I don't have to go searching for these brushes anymore. And you can easily unpin these if you don't want to have these in your favorites anymore. Suppose you want to set some recents for one project, you can easily set them and then unset them. So I'm going to finish this one up and I'm going to post it on my Instagram. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the one efficiency tool that I find is so overrated. I never use it, and I'm really wondering if you use it and you think I'm crazy for not using this one. But you'll notice a lot of times when I copy and paste on my videos, I go to actions and I just use the add tab and then hit copy, cut, paste anything that I am needing to do. But one of the first things that you learn on Procreate is to do the 3-finger swipe down and copy and paste here. I hate this tool. I'm sorry, guys. I hate this tool. For one thing, this is why I hate it. So if I don't do it precisely, I'm going to make a mark somewhere and I have to redo it anyway. So I'm much more accurate if I could just tap on that little wrench tab and hit cut, copy, or paste whatever I need to there. And I don't know, and there's something I don't actually know about this one. So suppose I'm in my line art tab here and I want to copy this, and I don't always have 3 fingers. Okay, so then I hit copy, and then what do I do? I have to do it again, and I have to hit paste again. See, I don't like that. So if I just use, and I moved this too. See, it's not great for making videos either. Guys, I am on a rant. I'm so sorry. I'm on a rant about this, but it's got to be done. So say I want to copy and paste this using my way I do it. I can hit copy and I can just hit paste, and then I have it. I don't have to do I don't have to retap it. This is what I just think that 3-finger swipe is so overrated, and I will never do it because, one, it moves my iPad while I'm drawing, and so then you can see on my videos where I edit it, it's over here and then it's over here because I've been a little too aggressive with my 3-finger swipe down, and then you have to do it again to hit paste. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I'm ranting about this, but I feel very strongly about how overrated that tool is. So I'm sorry. But there are so many more efficiency tools built into Procreate, ones that I don't use a whole lot because I find that sometimes they can kind of clutter up the screen a little bit, and I am a little clumsy with my hands, like you have seen. I can't do that 3-finger swipe very well because I end up drawing on my canvas. So there are some that aren't efficient for me probably because I'm clumsy, but you might be able to set them up yourself because you can go to preferences and change your gesture controls to whatever you want and have Procreate kind of work for you in the way that you need to use it. But those are some of my favorites, and I hope they really help you out. So those were my favorite efficiency tools in Procreate, and the thing that I love about Procreate and digital art in Procreate is the fact that every part of Procreate is built to make your workflow faster and more convenient. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and you want to learn some more Procreate tips and tricks, it's my favorite thing to share on this channel, so go ahead and pop me a subscribe here, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!